Hello and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You are listening to And Another Thing. We are Joella and Helene.
Pardon me.
And Helen can't keep it together.
Sorry.
And this is episode 33.
33! And listen.
Well, you got to put it up to the microphone a bit more.
Well, I didn't want it to be like... Does it even work?
Yeah.
It's Christmas, everybody.
Wow. Oh, how delightful. So, welcome to episode 33. If you did not tune in at the end of last week's episode...
Why not?
Yeah, great question. Why the heck not? But if you didn't, then you won't know that this is our Christmas episode, even though it's coming out the first week of December, second week of December, some week of December.
It's coming out on the 5th.
First week of December then?
Yeah,
Okay.
first week.
Look
Yeah.
at me go. And it is going to be our last episode for 2025. We have a whole bunch of stuff going on with work, and it's coming up to the Christmas season, so we're just going to put a pause on recording and releasing. And also, so many people have said to me, oh, I love your episode. I'm a bit behind though. So hey,
Yeah.
this is a time to catch up.
So you might be listening to this in January.
Yeah. And if hope your Christmas went well.
Yeah, I hope it was great.
And if you're not, and you're just like, Christmas Day, and you're thinking, well, I avoided all that family drama, and what am I doing with us? You're listening to And Another Thing. Well, welcome.
Yes, welcome to us. And
Anyway.
Christmas.
That's our introduction
Yeah.
of what this episode's all about. How was your week?
Well,
Do we do week?
no,
do you
should
want
we
to do a
just
week?
go into Christmas? Because otherwise I have to talk about my broken furnace, and that's just boring. Boring, isn't it?
Well, I have a couple of questions
Okay.
that we've already talked about today, but I want to pose it to our
Right.
audience. One question is, we don't actually have a lot of male audiences. We don't have a lot of male people listening to
Our podcast.
our podcast. So the question is for the dudes. Why is it when you go into a cafe, you feel like you have to specify that whatever you're getting is for your girlfriend?
Yeah.
I don't understand. It happened today, but it's happened more than once,
Mm-hmm.
where they're by themselves. Fellas will come up, they're by themselves. And then this fella today, he goes and says, I'll have a dirty chai, which is a chai tea latte with espresso in it. And he goes and says, I'll have a dirty chai for the girlfriend and a sweet treat for me. And I was like, cool. I don't care who your drink's for, mate. I'm just going to ring it through. You can drink it. He's taking it to go.
Well, my theory is that it's for him.
Yes, you did say that theory.
Well, I've just seen, because of us working in cafes, the algorithm on our Instagram is a lot of cafe funnies and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of them was that he did you just slurp your tea?
I did it so far from the microphone that I thought it would go unmissed.
You've never done that before. You're breaking rules on the last one.
Well, hey, if you can't break rules on the last one, when
it's
can you break?
Christmas. Come
It's
on, you can do whatever you like. He goes up to the counter and he says, I'll have a long black, which is like, it's an Americano, like Americano, right?
Like an Americano, but different.
And as he says it, he hands a note over to the barista that says mocha with whipped cream and, like a fancy drink.
Wait, so you were telling me this day, was that written on the note?
Yeah, the mocha. So he comes up.
So he's got a note written on his bill.
He says, oh, have a long black, please.
Right.
And then he hands a piece of paper and she's like, okay, I'll make you a long black, but it's a mocha with whipped cream. And then puts it in a to-go cup and then she calls out a long black and he goes, oh, yes, let me go and get my long black. And it's not, it's a fancy coffee. Is that a thing that dudes do? They don't want to order a coffee that's not...
Honestly, the
coffee.
person who's the most insecure about it is you. The person who's judging you is you.
Yeah.
We're just making a coffee, dude.
Yeah.
We've just sold you a drink. We don't care who it's for.
It's unusual for you to come in and get a drink for your wife or your girlfriend and then not get yourself a drink.
Yes. Anyway, so that was him. And then I have had it before where I had somebody, he's a regular. Actually, I'll go on to this is what happened in my week. And he's a regular of ours. And he sits in the far corner, comes in the first thing in the morning, and give him his coffee, give him his food. There was a time where I had a mistake, And I said to him, I'll remake it for you, but do you want to keep that anyway? And he's like, yeah, my girlfriend will like that. And I'm like, cool. Don't care that your girlfriend's going to like that. You could have just said, yes, that'd be great, thanks. But it wasn't the first time he'd said it. He'd said it a couple of times where he'd included his girlfriend in the conversation. And I was like, okay, like, I don't care that you've got a girlfriend. I'm here to serve you and then and then carry on with my work. But the funny thing is, so anyway, that's the guy thing. I'm like, why do dudes have to think that they have to specify that they've got a girlfriend? I'm like, good for you, mate. I don't care. I'm just making you drink. Anyway, going on with this particular guy. He tells me about his girlfriend. We have a bit of a chit-chat. He finds out I'm from New Zealand. His girlfriend's from Australia. He's said that he's flown back and forth before they used to live in Australia. And so we've had a bit of a common ground in conversation every morning he's come in. He was standing in line. No, this couple was standing in line the other day, and the girl was wearing a puffer jacket or like a winter coat, and it had Kathmandu written on it.
Right.
And I got so excited. I'm like, that is a Southern Hemisphere brand. Kathmandu is a shop that you'll only find, I think, in New Zealand, maybe Australia as well. And so I was like, oh, I recognise that brand. That person must be from my part of the world, if not have visited my part of the world. I just am me, and these people come up to the till, and I go over and I'm like, and they're being served by someone else, and I go over and I'm like, hey, sorry to interrupt, but you've got a Kathmandu jacket on. Are you from New Zealand or Australia? And she's like, yeah, I'm from Australia. And I was like, such a great brand. And she's like, it is such a great brand. And then I realised that it's the fella's girlfriend, because he's standing next to her, and I'm like, oh, hey, it's you. And I'm like, this must be your girlfriend. And I just talked to them like that as if I knew them. And then if I knew her, like, I've talked to him every morning he comes in, but I've never met her. And then I walked away and I was like, Joella, that was a very I don't know, I just got embarrassed. I was like, their drinks got ready and I was like, I don't want to take that someone else deliver, because I think I'd just gotten so excited about seeing her. And then I realized, and I was like, afterwards, what happened in my mind was, you just had a really friendly demeanour to somebody that you actually don't know.
No, you have never met
I've never met her. But then I got so excited about meeting her because, first of all, she was the girlfriend that this guy has talked about the whole time.
That you don't care about.
That I don't care about. And then also she's wearing a Kathmandu jacket. I was more excited about that. But it was just like, oh.
No, you have to try and avoid them after that.
But then he got all excited and he came over afterwards.
He said, look, I've got my shirt on.
And he's like, I've got my Kathmandu shirt on too. And I was like,
just sit down and eat your... Drink your drink, dude. With your girlfriend.
With your girlfriend. It was a very funny moment. I don't usually get embarrassed that easily, but for that, I don't know what it was. I think because I was just so confident walking over to them and having a conversation afterwards, I was like, I don't actually know who.
I don't know who they are. What's come over me? Who is this person? I don't really get embarrassed either. And I make a lot of mistakes. I think I've gone past that stage of I've just embarrassed the hell out of myself, and I'm just going to carry on right now.
Oh, anyway, that's my week. And then also that's my question of, why do you have to say, oh, that's for my girlfriend? Cool.
Yeah.
If you want a fancy floofy drink, get yourself a fancy floofy drink.
Yeah, we don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Do you remember that time those guys came in and three of them had coffees, and one of them had a latte with whipped cream, like had done it, and I'd taken it over, and I'm putting the latte down, and they're like, ooh, you got fancy drink and whipped cream, and then I put their drinks down, and I'm like, and this one is the boring drink, and the boring drink, and the boring drink, and then I just walked away.
Did they have a bit of a
Yes,
chuckle?
they had a chuckle, because they were taking the piss out of Mr. Whipped Cream.
Yeah.
But he had the best drink.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Anywho,
what's your favourite Christmas drink?
That we make, that I would make myself, is probably a peppermint white mocha.
Oh, I had that on the way home.
Oh, so delicious.
That is good.
Mm-hmm. But whenever I make drinks for myself at work, I will put a little bit of cream in amongst my milk.
Yeah.
So I don't find that Canadian milk is very full.
Yeah, you have full milk. Like when I come here, I have full milk in my tea.
Yeah. So that just adds a little bit of
niceness to it. That's one of my favourites. Or white chocolate. Well, it's not really a Christmas drink, I guess. White chocolate hazelnut.
That's what I had on the way home today.
Oh, that's good.
So
and
delicious.
Then the Starbucks one is the sugar cookie.
Sugar cookie oat latte. It is a good drink. It's quite sweet.
It's so sweet. You have to have it half sweet, but that sugar cookie taste.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Okay, so I know that we're only shortly into it, but we're going to do a quick coffee tea slurp of a break, and then we'll play right back into it with all of our Christmas questions and stories.
Yes.
Okay, and we're back. Let's head it into Where's My Christmas Bells?
You know what it sounds
Christmas
like?
tunes.
Mine sounds so pathetic now. It sounds a bit like a cowbell.
My one?
Yeah.
It does a little bit.
But it looks pretty.
This particular ornament, it's a red bell with a whole bunch of floof on top. But I got this ornament from Macy's.
Oh, did you?
In New York City.
Nice.
My first year that I was here, so 2019, I was in New York, I think from the 22nd to the 24th. I came back on Christmas Eve, I think. So I was like right there at Christmas time. And I was like, I'm going to be in the Big Apple and I'm going to get an ornament that kind of symbolizes a big apple. So I love the bells aspect. So it's a bell and it also looks like a very crisp red apple.
It does.
Anyway, that's the ornament that
with
you guys can't
on
see.
The top. Yeah,
with
that's
floof on top.
making the cowbell noise.
Yeah. Okay, fire away.
First of all, what is the song that you hear that brings you into Christmas?
Like that is the Now It Is Christmas Time.
Like, oh, this song, now it's Christmas time.
I have one main one and then a smattering of a few others. My main one is Cliff Richard. Mistletoe and Wine. Yeah. Which you didn't know this song until I played it for you the other day.
I knew. Excuse me.
What?
Cliff Richard was all over my walls when I was a kid. Of course I know that song.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
I feel like when you asked me this the other day,
I was just so shocked. I can't speak today that you said Cliff Richard. I'm like, I can't believe this is your favourite Christmas song. Like,
okay, so when I was with Vic the other night, we were making gingerbread houses because we're just making a shit ton of things for different events that are happening. Gingerbread houses was one of them. And so we were talking about our favourite songs. And she's like, of all songs, why that one? And I was like, because my dad had the record.
yeah.
And so there were certain records that we had. So like I remember listening to the Supremes, the Christmas album that the Supremes did. So that was why. I can see the record in my mind. I've still got it packed away in New Zealand.
I've got a picture of me standing at my nana's house, probably at Christmas, and I just got my Cliff Richard scarf. And
It's a Cliff Richard
I've got to find this picture and try and post it. And I'm standing there with my Cliff Richard scarf, like perfectly placed so that you can see his full name.
I just love that of all people, there is. So do you remember there's a clip of Sarah Millican saying, this was when she was on Taskmaster.
I don't know. I haven't watched that one.
You haven't watched that one? Okay. So if you ever watch a TV show called Taskmaster, you can find them on YouTube. Fantastic show. You'll love. Well, it's a great laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sarah Millican's on one. She's a comedian that we've seen live. She says she brings in this thing for this particular task, and it was her as a 12-year-old sending a picture of herself to Philip Schofield. And it was like she had Philip Schofield pictures plastered about her bedroom.
I would be like.
And then she sent that picture to Philip. And then he signed it and then sent it back to her.
Oh, wow. That is so funny.
That's the image that my brain has of you in your Cliff Richard bedroom with your perm.
Cliff. And he wasn't even way, look, I was going to say way older. It was like 20 years older than me as a pop star and somebody that my mum liked to go and see. And then I loved a bit of Cliff.
What's your song?
My song is by Slade, and it's called Merry Christmas, Everyone. And at the beginning, he yells, "It's Christmas." And then it goes ahead.
Is it Merry Christmas, everyone?
Dun, dun, dun. And there's just lots of yelling. He does the yelling of It's Christmas.
Okay.
And it was out in 1973.
Crikey days.
Crikey days. That's my favourite.
Okay. I might have to have a quick look and see when Mistletoe and Wine came out.
Well, I think that's in the 80s.
that probably tracks.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the records that my dad had was
early
from-
90s.
Oh, look. It was released the year I was born.
No way.
Yeah. Which, for those who are wondering, that's 1988 was the year that I was born. And that's when that...
1988?
Yeah.
I'm so much older than you.
Yeah. That's why we don't talk about it. Most of the times we don't actually remember how much the age difference between
I had
us.
been out of school for 2 years at that point.
Yeah, let's not talk about that because
okay.
that...
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so that's our songs.
And I also like It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas.
Which version?
I don't think it matters to me, but there's
Okay.
Perry Como's version, and then there's Bublé's. Probably Bublé is the one I listen to most of all.
So good. You know what?
I love a bit of Bublé, and especially at Christmas. If you put Michael Bublé on,
Yeah.
you're
could
winning
listen
at
to
life.
him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, my other one was Snoopy's Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
which, as I started listening to it the other day, it's very much a wartime one. So there's that one, and then War is Over, which is a John Lennon song. I don't know if someone sang it before him. And then the Pogues, the Fairy Tales in New York.
Yes.
I love that one as well. But all three of them kind of have a bit of a post-war time vibe happening to them, which I don't know what it is. You got the
Just seem to like that.
yeah, seem to like that.
Okay, do you have a real tree, a fake tree, or a New Zealand tree? Because I know there's a tree in New Zealand. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, the New Zealand tree is a Pahutakawa tree.
Yeah.
You would not have that in your house.
Okay.
Because it's a native tree. But it is the New Zealand Christmas tree. So if you're ever curious about looking that up, Pahutakawa is a Māori word, and it is spelt Pahutakawa. Pahutakawa is how you pronounce it. And it's so pretty. It has big red flowers that bloom on it. And yeah, anyway.
So what
trees.
do you have in your house?
In my house, currently I have a fake tree. Mm-hmm. And as an adult, I would probably always have a fake tree.
When we were kids, we used to have
A real tree?
a real tree.
What do the real trees, there's a bit of backstory to this, but what do the real trees in the UK look like? Like the real Christmas trees?
Like the trees here. Well,
So like, is it a good uniform triangular shaped
yes.
tree?
If you've got to go and pick your tree.
Right.
Yeah.
So in New Zealand, we don't really have like a Douglas fir kind of pine tree. We've just got really random pine trees that just kind of grow willy-nilly, especially if you're going out to the bush to whack one down. So we did have a real tree a couple of times, but I think, Mum, you'll have to let me know and I won't be able to share this and say anything until next year. But
Save it till next Christmas.
But I feel like there was a particular Christmas where Mum and Dad were driving down the road one day and then saw this pine tree on the side of the road.
And just chopped it down?
That looked like a Christmas tree. No.
Oh.
Well, yes, but they waited until dark. So they waited until it was nighttime and then went out and chopped it down and then brought it home.
Only bad things happen when you go and secretly do things at night. Because I've got stories of my mum. This is going off of all of our questions, but that's
Okay.
perfect.
Go for it.
My mum, she had, this is the first story, and I was there for this. I'd gone out with Kerry, and I said to Mum, you got to deliver your Christmas cards to the neighbours. She goes, and she'll do it after dark. I'm like, okay. So off she trots.
Because she didn't want to knock on the neighbours' doors.
I
and
think
give it
so,
to
or
them in
disturb
hand
them, or just poke
Okay.
it through. And so she did all that, and then she goes up to her neighbours further down the street, and she put it in their letterbox.
Which is in the door,
in the
right?
door.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she walks away, but she falls down. Like they've got some steps down. So she falls down, and rolls over or whatever, and gets quickly up.
Yeah.
And walks
Pulls
away,
herself
comes
together
back,
and
comes back
shuffles it
home
past,
and
yeah.
looks in the mirror, and like she's got a few scrapes, and then she's like, "Where's my glasses?"
Oh, no.
Her glasses had fallen off, so she had to come out of the house and go back to this house where she fell over, and in the dark.
With no glasses on.
With no glasses on, try and find her glasses. And then the lady that lives there opens the doors and is like, "Are you all right, Brenda? Did you fall over?" Mum was like, No. Just dropped my glasses.
Oh, no.
So funny. I said to Mum, they probably had a Ring camera. They probably saw you fall over in the first place and then could see you scrabbling around for your glasses. Another time in the dark, Mum's taking a parcel over to someone that got delivered in England. If you're not home when the postman comes, or that they'll knock on the neighbour's door and say, can you hold, look after this? Which, that's, people could just keep it, couldn't they?
They could.
Say they never got it. Anyway, Mum goes down to marching down the drive, and probably at that time was the crazy paving drive, which was dangerous. It was all higgledy-piggledy. And then fell over and rolled into the road. What? Which is not like a busy road, but enough, rolled into the road, and then was getting herself up, and the van stopped to help Mum get up, and they probably thought she was drunk because she couldn't really get up. So don't go out at night and do things because things happen.
It sounds like your mum has pure comedy, pure stand-up comedy.
Oh, Mum does.
Yeah.
All the ones that she sent me because she was thinking of funnies that happened at Christmas, because I asked her all regarding Mum falling over in the kitchen while slipping on some grease in her Christmas refinery, and then the potatoes going all over. They were all slipping and falling over stories. So, I know,
poor Mum.
It's comedy gold.
It is comedy gold.
So what else have I got? Oh, what I was going to ask you is, what are your favourite things to do before Christmas? Some years people go, I just don't feel Christmassy, or doesn't feel like Christmas this year. What is it that you like to do so you can try and get into that whole Christmas thing that we're expected to get into? What do you do to do that?
Well, my answer is probably more of a two-part answer, sorry, because it would be different here than what it would be at home. Yeah. So here, I definitely don't feel Christmassy until it snows, and then the weather gets below 2 degrees.
Right.
Because in the last couple of days, the weather's kind of been sitting around. There was the other day, 12 degrees, and then 8 degrees.
Yes.
I'm like, what are you doing with it? And there's been no snow, and it's been a little bit balmy, and you're kind of like, this is just, can you just get a little bit cold? So for me here, we had a big old snowfall last night, had probably about 10 centimetres where I live. And now I'm like, okay, finally the snow's here. But if it melts tomorrow and we just keep on going at 10 degrees, I'm going to be ticked at Christmas time.
The funny thing you should say that is because in England it could be 10 degrees on Christmas Day. It could be, it's not always going to be freezing.
Right.
You could have, not 10, but it's going to be above freezing probably, and the sun might be shining and the grass is green. It's rare that we get the snow.
Yes, and I've been here for 6 Christmases, and I think probably only 2 of them it's actually snowed on Christmas Day, and maybe 3 or 4 of them there's actually been snow around on Christmas Day. But there have been Christmases where there's been no snow.
Yeah. So for me here, I have to it is the snow, it is the cold, you're right. Mm-hmm. It makes you feel a bit cozy. But I feel like I have to go out of my way here to feel Christmassy. Mm-hmm. So, for example, I need to go to a Christmas market or, something like that to get in this Christmas feel.
Yeah. Explain why, because you told me about this the other day and I realised, it must be so different for you.
So when you're in England, it doesn't matter if it's not cold. Mm-hmm. Because there's lots of little towns, and you go into your local town, you are just in this bubble of Christmas when you're in your little town. Well, if I went into Horsham, where my mum lives and where I grew up. So you go in there and it's pretty anyway, but at Christmas it's just really pretty. So all the lights in the streets, you've got all of the Christmas windows to look at, and there'll be Christmas music playing, and they probably have some kind of Christmas market, on weekends. And you are just in Christmas nearly all the time, because whenever you do anything, it will be within your town.
Yeah.
But here I find it's there's no towns as such.
There would be smaller towns around, but we don't really live in smaller towns.
And you can visit. I mean, we can go downtown where we live now. And
it's might just get a bit of Christmassiness.
It's just not, or some shops that you want to go in that are Christmassy.
But there's a lot of, this is very much a strip mall kind of place where you would have a strip of buildings that all have different shops in them, and then you the shop that you want to go to isn't in this strip of buildings. So then you have to hop in your car and you have to drive like 10 minutes down the road, and then you go to the next strip mall, which
and none of those feel Christmassy.
No.
So that's why I have to go in search of it here.
Right.
Whereas at home, you're just
immersed in it.
Yeah, you
the
are.
whole time. Yeah.
You are. And I like that. When I went back for Christmas a few years ago, or before Christmas, when me and Mum did London and the whole Christmas thing, it is just something to experience. It's just lovely. When we were kids, we'd go and visit my grandparents that lived in London. Both of them lived in London at that time. We would always make a detour in the car in our pyjamas on the way home to go and see the lights and
Suffrages?
I was going to say Selfridges. What's the name of the street? Regent Street and Oxford Street, and then go past, like Selfridges and look at the windows. And
yeah,
it's just, you just have to do it.
Yeah.
It's just magical. So that's the difference for me in England to here. I very rarely think, I feel all Christmassy. I've tried to this year. I've got candy canes on my bed. Like trying to do a few things. But it's not the same.
Yourself. No.
So it doesn't really, it's not the temperature for me. It's just the surroundings. It's very different here.
I would say the temperature for me here, because in my mind, I'm in the middle of winter, and this is where, I'm in the middle of winter, so therefore it should be where I am, where it's snowy at Christmas time and cold at Christmas time.
Because you said to me that in New Zealand, you fake snow your windows because that's like the picture of what Christmas should look like, but you're in summer. But you put snow on your windows and stuff, don't you?
Well, yeah, it's with like a can of spray paint.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Not real snow, obviously.
Yeah. So it's the beginning of middle summer time in New Zealand, and so everything's starting to get warm. And then the pictures that you put on your business front shop window are the iconic pictures that you would see from a Northern Hemisphere movie type of scenery.
Yeah.
Whereas in New Zealand, that's not reality, and so it's neat to experience that here. But if it's not cold and if it's not there's no snow, I'm like, well, what the stuff am I here for? I might as well go home and get a warm Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, there's a part of that. In New Zealand, I don't actually remember what we did leading up to it. I think as a kid, it was when Mum and I used to go and get all of the fillers for the stockings. All the stuffing fillers for the stockings. That was something that me and Mum used to do together, and that for me was like the beginning of feeling like it was Christmas, because we were doing the Christmas things. But yeah, it was definitely the lead up to it. I don't really remember too much of a lead up because, again, it's the middle of summer.
Yeah.
And there's no weather to kind of...
Yeah. You can't go and drink a hot chocolate or... it's very different,
yeah.
I imagine. But when you described... Was it on the last episode you said you could have New Year's
on a beach.
Like that just sounds amazing.
So I asked my niece, who had just spent the last 7 or 8 months in New Zealand, and over that time she spent Christmas and New Year's in New Zealand, because that's where she was. And so I said to her, what for you are some of the things that you thought were great in New Zealand for Christmas time that you don't have here? And kind of like trying to gauge, because I've not been there for a while, so am I forgetting things? She's like, Auntie Jo, honestly, New Zealand Christmas is ridiculous. Like, I wouldn't want to be there at all for Christmas time. I'd much rather be here for Christmas. And I was like, oh, interesting. But also for me, Christmas time was always about my family. We always spent time with either my mum's side of the family or my dad's side of the family. And so it was always just like we extended everybody's kind of came together, which I always loved. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, fair enough. But she said to me, but I would go back after Christmas to spend New Year's there. She's like, New Year's on the beach? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. So you must have had to have grown up in it to appreciate it.
Well, it's true. I mean, if you've grown up doing your cold-free Christmases like you see on the picture postcards, even New Zealand has it on the picture postcards of Christmas, then that's what you're used to, right?
Yeah.
So, but Christmas changes over the years. Like, when you're a kid, it's magical. Santa's come in, and we had some super, lovely Christmases. I remember them. And my nan and granddad being there, and and as a kid you don't feel any of the stresses that might be going on
for the adults.
For the adults, like, like if money's tight or, there's a family issue, you are very guarded from those as a child, in my family anyway. Like, I wasn't very good at picking up on that sort of stuff anyway. Right. Or if I was, then I purposely tried to ignore it. Do you know what I mean? But now as an adult and as of having kids, I very much appreciate the stress and the work that goes into this one freaking day. It is so much emphasis and people's, what's the word I'm looking for? What was the word that I said yesterday? The expectation, that's it. Right. So everybody has an expectation of how the Christmas is going to go. Yeah. So now when my kids were small, want to make sure that the kids had the best day ever. Like, this is Christmas Day. It's you're supposed to have so much fun. Yeah. And then at the same time, I'm navigating their magical experience, because you're only a kid for a short time. So you've got to, try and give them that. And then you're navigating, like family that have come, because they've got their expectations of how they want their Christmas. Yeah. And then, navigating your partner, who in England, the pubs are open. Right. So you might have gone for a drink, and then you're just trying to navigate all that and meet everyone's expectations that you kind of forget about your own. And I was so relieved that we would make it through to the evening, right, and go to bed.
And then the end of the day and you're like, oh, okay.
Boxing Day is my day. Yeah. And it still happens now, even though the kids are older. I don't know what it is. I mean...
Well, you're naturally a mum. Yeah. Like, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. You're a mum who manages a household of the 3 people that live under your roof, and whether they're old enough or not, like you even said, got to go get new lights for my Christmas tree because Amy last year was moaning and complaining that they weren't twinkly enough.
She didn't make me get them.
No. But like, there's still the element of you heard a comment.
Yes, and I wanted to make...
But you want to make it magical. So, again, you're a mum. Like... Yeah. There shouldn't have to be any explanation on the expectation and also, or the weight that you carry.
It's not very often that that there's a day off in the country that you're in, and there's nothing much to do, and you need to be with your family all the time, 24/7. So with the small kids, they're with you all the time, and then they want to play this game and want to play that game, and then you're going to... I mean, I didn't really cook the dinners then, like Scott would do it. So, but now it's just like I don't want my children to have to be in their bedrooms, even though they might want to be, because you almost feel like you all have to be together all the time, but you don't. One of the nicest Christmases we've had were during COVID. It was that I kind of relaxed a bit more into Christmas. Right. And then another time we went to the movies.
Why was that?
I don't know. I think we didn't have to go and visit anybody. I don't know. I could stay in my pajamas all day. Right.
Because there was an element already where the world had kind of just slowed down and shut down, and it's kind of like, well, you can't really do anything.
No, so go anywhere. We are going to try and make.
And you have to be in the house anyway, so it's not all of a sudden all 4 of you are in the house, and you're like, well, we have to be here.
We're going to make the best of what this is, and and it felt like we were all at that point then trying to make the best of what this is. Right. Whereas on Christmas Day, normally, I don't always feel like everyone is making. There doesn't feel like that camaraderie between everybody. This is the day, and I, you know what? It also could be expectations that I have that I don't think I have. So and also through your life, like family dynamics change. So then Christmases change, and then you have to adapt to those change. Like your grandparents might be poorly, or or somebody's passed away. Every year is different, and then you change it again, and then there's different expectations. I like the lead up to Christmas. And Christmas Eve is fun. Still don't love Christmas. Not saying like I hate it.
Yeah, but there's just a bit of a weight that sits with you on the day. And I don't know where that comes from because,
like my kids can do what they want to do on Christmas. I'm not going to make them do anything. And then we're just, I just want it to be a nice, happy, joyous day with no words being said or no effing and Jeff. I don't want to manage that. And then once that day's over, Boxing Day, I do it like F and Jeff away. I don't know what it is about the Christmas stuff.
You're right, though. There's so much unspoken expectations or even spoken expectations on what this day is. And I always feel like Christmas Day is very much like a wedding in the sense of there's so much build-up, so much hype, so much anticipation for this one day where so much money is spent, so much stress is made for one day.
Yeah.
And it's like a wedding. It's like so much of that build-up for the one day. The one day can either be fantastic, it can be stressful, it could be a shit show because all your family's in the one room and shit just hits the fan because it just naturally...
And then if people are drinking, there's always going to be stories.
And it's just, I find definitely that the unmet expectations, when I think about my childhood Christmas, there's a lot of times where I'm like, because I was the youngest of 4 kids, and then sometimes my brothers would come home, be like, oh, we're all together, like I want to play games, and nobody wanted to play games with me. I was like,
see, I'm not a game player.
No, but I'm the youngest of 4 kids, so like my big brothers are there and my big sister's there, and it's like we're all together, and I wanted to do something, and yet everybody was just like, okay, we've done the thing, now we're just going to bugger off and do it. Like there was just an element of, but I look back as an adult now on those times and I'm like, oh man, I know that our family probably, each person had their own expectation of what Christmas should be or could be or wasn't, and then nothing was kind of met. And so there's such a pressure.
It's horrible, isn't it? Why?
For this one day.
Why?
Yeah. With the Christmas thing of how there's so much and then there's nothing, one thing that, like, this is the reason why I keep my tree up until, well, I mean, hey, sometimes it's until April, but but I will keep my tree up at least until the first week of January, because it's like all this lead up for one thing, and then I'm taking my Christmas tree down.
Oh, I could take my Christmas tree down the day after Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Personally.
But also I'm a one-person household, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't
for me.
No, it doesn't matter to me either. What I used to hate was when the kids used to break up, like, say, on the 23rd or 22nd, and then it would
December.
be... Yeah, and then it'd be Christmas. And then afterwards, there's all this time where it's not Christmas and you're just waiting to go back to school. I would much rather than break up early and you can do the fun Christmas market and the lead up to Christmas, then it's Christmas, a little bit of time off, and then you go back to school. Like, I hated it.
Do you only have 2 weeks off between that time?
So I hated it when it was right at the beginning.
Right.
And then the tree's up and there's just, like mess, and there's all the new stuff, and there's nothing to do because everything is so ridiculously busy with the sales, because then everything is in sale mode. And it's just...
Which is different because the flip side in New Zealand is the kids will usually, like, we would have finished school maybe a week or the week of Christmas, depending on where it fell. So either the week before or that same week. Mm-hmm. And then New Zealand's school year is a calendar year. So it starts in January and ends in December. And that's our school year. So it's a calendar year. Mm-hmm. It's not from September to June.
No.
And so school ends just before Christmas, and then you're on a 6-week holiday.
Oh, that's
true. Or like a 4 to 6 week holiday, depending on when you go back to school. And it's usually after the last weekend of January for most schools. But so then you're in the middle of your summer holidays. So that's what the warped part is as a Northern Hemisphere person, to try and think about New Zealand around that time. Because also, another thing that I try and describe to Canadians is that a lot of businesses over the Christmas New Year week will actually close down. And so there's a lot of businesses that aren't open during that time. Or if you are open, you've got more of like a skeleton crew. Mm-hmm. Skeleton crew. Yeah, I don't know why I mix it. On board. If you're in hospitality, completely different story. Like, especially if you buy a beach, you're crazy busy. Mm-hmm. But majority of businesses will close over a week or 2 week period, and you'll either take unpaid leave or paid leave depending on how you work. But that doesn't really happen here, and so it kind of feels like you've gone to busy, have a day or 2 off, then the sales happen, and then you're back to school. Like, it's just...
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
There's an element of go, stop, go. Whereas it's still like that in New Zealand, but there's a difference of...
Because the kids are
all at school, off school, and then sometimes you might have a week or 2 where your work is closed. So then you go off and you go camping, or you've gone somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's just a different culture.
Of sounds nice to me. Like, I don't know, just maybe if you do Christmas, then you'd have a week's holiday and you could go, or the kids would be running around outside. Or it's just that they were stuck indoors here, really.
Right. Yeah, and that's the absolute difference. It's like the amount of times that people will have Christmas Day and then Boxing Day, cars packed, tents in the car, they're off for a week, they've gone tenting on some beach. Or
you could also
nearby.
do that for Christmas.
Or you
like
or you go camping and you have Christmas in a campground. So many people have done that, and so many people continue to do that.
Yeah.
So just different. The culture is so different simply because the weather allows for it. Yeah.
Wow. So different.
Yeah. Anyway, with that difference, there is one thing that we used to do in terms of the build up to Christmas, which is we would wait until it was dark, which unfortunately was about 10 o'clock at night. So as a kid, it was just painstaking waiting for this time. So sometimes you'd either be put to bed and then you'd be woken up and you're in your jammies, or you just stay up depending on how old you are. You'd pile in the car, and then there were certain streets that had all of the Christmas lights up. And so then you'd find a car park, and then you'd just go for a walk along all the Christmas streets and then just look at the lights. And that was like what I remember as a kid doing. And then there was a couple of houses that they opened their home up, and so you could actually walk through their house because they'd done like different rooms in different Christmas themes. And so then that was another, like, it wasn't a costing thing. It was just the neighborhood wanted to do that. And so that was a lot of fun. And then I realized as an adult, I'm like, oh boy, man, you're waking your 3-year-old up to go. But also you want to. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I feel it for the parents. But then as a kid, it was so much fun.
Yes.
You just had to wait so damn long because the sun took ages to go down.
There was a few places up here to do that was different than at home. Like, you didn't really drive around the streets and look at people's... Christmas here and the decorations are different.
They are different.
Yeah. So you don't really see many houses with lights all around. But here, most of the houses will have lights on. And there's those special ones that really go overboard, and then you go and park your car and have a look.
Yeah, because they've got music linked to the light show.
So there was a few of those where we lived, and we would drive around with the kids doing that. And then there's right on the lakeshore here, those big fancy houses. When Scott's grandmother used to come for Christmas, and I would drive her home, and she'd always say, "Can we drive along the lakeshore, dear?" Aww. And I'd drive her back that way so she could see all the lights, the huge houses that employ people to put the lights on, you know, and they're just very pretty. So we always used to do that. That's nice.
Oh, the fun times.
It is the fun times.
With sometimes the not so fun moments.
Yeah. I feel like as a kid, they were always good memories, but the day would just go really fast. And I was talking to my mum, I don't remember if I mentioned this to Mum, but I asked her for those funny stories. And then I remembered a Christmas where I was quite young. My sister doesn't remember it, but we had power outages that were planned because of the coalman strike in England. So they were on strike.
The men who worked in the coal mine?
Yes.
Okay.
So there was a big strike. And the reason for these planned outages was because they were on strike, and our country was like, you know, we needed coal for our heating and electricity and all that stuff. Now we don't use coal.
Right.
There wasn't enough. So the government had to...
There wasn't enough coal to be able to produce the power that was needed for the country.
Yes, because they were on strike.
Okay.
So there were certain sections of the country that would have, this is when your power's going to go out and this is how long it's going to... Because they had to try and conserve it.
Yeah.
So it was... So you knew when you could cook your Christmas dinner. I don't really remember it being on any other day, but it must have been. It can't just have been at Christmas.
Christmas Day, yeah.
But I remember at Christmas, Morecambe and Wise was just about to start. And if you live in England, you'll know who Morecambe and Wise are. Two comedians. Ant and Dec kind of remind me of them now. Like, they're just funny. And it was just about to start, and that's when our power cut was supposed to happen. And I'm sure my dad was really pissed off. It was that, all the two Ronnies. And we'd had all the candles out, and it was really cosy. But we'd had our dinner. We'd planned it round. So then it just goes dark, and you just got candles. And I remember that Christmas vividly.
That sounds so I don't know, what a moment to be able to be so intentional
Yeah.
with having like a I don't know, a memorable time
Yeah.
of some sort.
I don't remember what we did during that time, but I just remember us planning everything and then it happening and having the candles out and making sure you board your kettle before the power. You know, like, I just remember that. That was so funny. And then I used to remember teasing my sister. Oh, so badly.
Because
When we were looking for Santa, like, I'd be like, see that, see that, see that. Mum was probably like, just go to sleep, Helen. Stop it. Like, I just saw him in the sky. Rachel, get up, get up, get up.
oh, the things that older siblings do to the younger siblings.
Oh my God, that was nuts. And one year I remember, when the magic starts to go a bit afterwards, if you've got kids listening, then, which you won't have, but
Who has their kids listening
when
to this?
when the magic's gone, when
Right.
you realise that you're not going to wake up, like he's not coming,
Uh-huh.
and that your mum and dad do all of that hard work for you. I was probably on the border of wondering whether this was the case. And I heard my dad say to my mum, which one gets the Dandy album and which one gets the Beano this year? And I'm like, how do you know that we're getting those? Because we used to get the Beano and the Dandy albums, like the book, every year, but it would swap every year, so he couldn't remember whose was who, and he yelled it. And I'm like, how does he know that?
Is
Santa's
that usually a
bringing
gift that you would have gotten from Santa?
Our gifts were from Santa,
All the time?
and then the tree gifts were from family. So in the morning we had Santa's gifts, and then in the afternoon you'd pass around, this is for
Santa's
you, Nanny.
gifts were not under the tree?
No, they were in a sack near the tree.
Ah, that's kind of cool.
But I did that for the kids too, but in hindsight, we should have just had one gift from Santa.
I know. That's a lot of pressure from old
I
Santa.
was pretty spoilt, very, very lucky as a child. So, but that would have been my nan and granddad as well. They spoilt us crazy.
It's always curious if you grow up in a family that believe in Santa, and when does the bubble burst?
Yeah.
And is there an effect on you? And if so, what does that do? And then if not, what does that also do? Like, we didn't grow up in a family where Santa was a thing in terms of like, this gift is from Santa, and then kind of encouraged to believe that he's real and things like that. We grew up with Santa and the concept of Santa, but it was not something that we ever believed in as kids. And part of me is kind of grateful for that, because I'm like, I would have hated as a kid to wholeheartedly believe in this thing and then to grow up and realize, oh, the magic's not there. So I don't have a compass for it, because it's just not what we did. Like, there were times where the call centre, you could dial this particular number, and my sister and I would dial it, and then it would be you reached the North Pole, tell your Santa, like, tell Santa what you want for Christmas. So we did those things.
Yeah.
And then there were things where it was like you could I think there was a time on the radio where it was on Christmas Eve, and then they started to say, Santa's about to leave the North Pole, and like track him around.
Yeah.
So like we listened to that and we enjoyed it, but it wasn't ever something where it was like, this man is a real thing. So
See, I would send letters. Well, my nan and granddad had a chimney, like a proper fire with a chimney, and we would write our letters, and then we would put them up the chimney.
how'd you put them up the chimney?
Well, because you know that there's that draft that goes up with the flame, the
Yeah.
smoke. So my granddad would just put them near that
Draft.
the bit, and it would go. And then when we could run outside and see our letter.
That's so cool.
There were so many things that my granddad would do, or my mum and my dad would do for this whole big belief thing. And we would go and visit Santa at Selfridges or Harrods and.
See, I understand the magic of it. And it's not that I don't agree with the magic of it. But there is a part where I'm like, at what point does the bubble burst?
See, I don't remember the bubble bursting. I'm not like traumatized by remembering like, oh God, he doesn't really exist. I think that you just grow up and then just, like, I remember Amy's question to me. She asked me, well, TJ said that they knew the sooner Santa started buying them underwear. It's like, Santa doesn't buy you underwear. And also,
to be fair, he's not wrong.
No. And make sure that you don't have the wrapping paper that you use for Santa's gifts have got to be separate from the wrapping paper that you use. Like,
Right.
I made that mistake.
Okay.
Well, Santa got the same wrapping paper. I'm like, God damn it, you're so freaking observant. Just open your gifts. Open your gifts. But Amy said, Mummy, I think that it's you that buys all the presents. So we were on the last year.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, the last year.
Okay.
I know that next year.
How old was Amy at this point?
Sorry, I can't remember.
Okay.
Of course, I can't remember. But she's called me Mummy, so I think you get all the presents. And I'm just like, are you kidding me?
All this time?
Yeah, when have I got time to get all those presents and sort all that out?
You played that card?
Yeah, I did, because I was working all the time, and I was like, when have I got time to do all that? I'm like, there's no, Amy, seriously, come on. And she's like, yeah, I guess. So we just moved on with it.
Okay.
It was so close to Christmas that I was like, I can't,
You can't intentionally pop that bubble.
I can't. It is so lovely at the beginning when they, as a parent, it is so lovely to see the excitement and this magic that, even though is not real, happen to your kids, making sure that your cookies are positioned properly and making sure that the letter, letters would be written in the evening. I hope you've had a lovely, I hope you don't work too hard. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And sometimes Ali, actually, she'll remember this. I gave her the lists and she wrote back as Santa.
Oh.
And then
your kids?
To the kids.
Yeah.
And she wrote.
That's a bit cute.
Yeah, so we'd do that. And then there was those videos that you could do. Not when I was a kid, obviously, but...
What do you mean, the videos that you could do?
The videos, so Santa would be sitting there and you have to send a picture of your child in and some of the suggestions that they've got on their list. And then he calls, you get a video. And it's like, hey, Amy, or hey, TJ.
Santa said, hey?
He says, hey. And he says, ho, 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 ho. And then he turns, he's reading a book, and he turns and says, you went camping this year, Amy. Have you been a good girl, or have you been a good boy, TJ? I see that you've done hockey. And those were magical. I wish I still had them, but you can't keep them. They're not available once you've done it.
Right.
But seeing the magic in your kids and creating that for them, I remember I really enjoyed that on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas morning, and then it's like, oh my God, is it over yet? We still got to do dinner.
Okay, Santa's gone back home now.
Yeah,
he's not coming around for another 364 days. Let's pack this baby up. Back to business.
So how have we got there? We've got the lead up, then we've done Christmas.
Yeah.
And then Boxing Day. I mean, obviously for me, I'm not religious. Mm-hmm. So I haven't spoken about anything like that on here because I don't go to church. But I know that for a lot of people, it's a very important time. And I'm not, knocking that. But that's just not what I did as a kid. So all of this thing that I'm moaning about, all that business, it was not. We used to go to the nativity when I was a kid at the church for the early one.
Right.
And it would just be lots of carol singing because at school we did lots of carol singing, and at school we did a nativity play every year. It's always we always would do that.
Yeah.
So in schools you learnt about the story.
Right.
My kids not so much because when they moved here they hadn't done it very often, and I remember having to buy a book and show Amy
the nativity
story.
Yeah,
because here they would sing about hippopotamuses. I want hippopotamus for Christmas and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they were fun, but they don't do nativities here.
Huh.
So you don't have the stable people, or you're not your kid's not the back end of a donkey or Mary or Joseph or
any part of the story.
No, but at home in England every year
all the schools would do that.
TJ experienced it a little bit, but really not Amy. Yeah.
We would always go to a Christmas Eve service.
Yeah.
And my parents were pretty good on they wanted to try different churches and then just we found different places to go. And a lot of the churches in New Zealand would have carols by candlelight.
Yes.
And it's usually a late service. So a lot of the times,
midnight mass.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the times we did go to a midnight mass just for the experience of it. Another time, I don't know if it was this particular mass that we went to, but there was this organ player, and we have it as like a family funny, where she was just a very enthusiastic organ player, and her arms would go up, and then she'd like dramatically put them down, and then her arms would go up, and then she'd dramatically, and then all of us as a family kind of got the giggles because we watched this organ player.
Oh, I loved moments like that.
Yeah, but then the church that I grew up in, we definitely had like, it was a midnight service, and so by the time you got home, you were kind of the beginning of Christmas, which I always loved, because we did a Christmas present on Christmas Eve when we got home from our midnight service. And it was usually just, you'd have the candle, the little tiny candlestick that was shoved in the lid of a plastic to go.
I got to go back to this in a minute. Yeah.
And then you light it and you're just singing Christmas carols. Like it just, that's also part of the memory that I have, that if I go to a service, I would prefer to go to a Christmas Eve service. Yeah. For me.
Yes. That's when we went on Christmas Eve, but we didn't go to midnight mass. Mm-hmm. We went to the earlier one with the candles for the kids. And so
have you told this story before?
I don't know. I have to tell it again now because it's Christmas. You might have already heard it if you're an avid podcast listener. But we went to this service, and as Joe says, the candles are just shoved, like, you're holding the bottom of the candle, then you've got a ring of cardboard.
Imagine you've gone to McDonald's and you've ordered yourself a drink of some sort, a fizzy drink of some sort, and then you take that lid off and you've turned it upside down and you've shoved a candle through where the straw goes. That's what you're holding.
So you're holding the bottom of the candle and the rest of it. So we've got that candle and we're singing Silent Night or whatever we're singing, and I'm wafting my little candle about, and we're in the pews, and my dad is next to me, and he can smell hair burning. And I've set the kid's hair in front of you. It's smouldering. Because I'm not paying it. Silent Night. I'm wafting my... So then, his reaction is to start whacking the back of this girl's head to put like the smouldering out before it bursts into flames. So then she's like, what the fuck's happening? Some dude behind me is like whacking my hair, and then we have to have this whole explanation. It was on fire. So sorry. At this point my candle has probably been huffed out, like, you're not doing this anymore. That's the end of that.
I love that this is your story, and that poor girl is probably like, this one Christmas Eve, this was the worst. Whenever there was some girl behind me that set my hair on fire, and all I remember is this strange man patting my head.
Not even patting it, whacking it. She probably got concussion.
I love that this is your funny story, but it's probably her horrific story.
Oh, she's probably traumatised. Could have been so much worse. Oh my God. My mum was probably like, oh, for God's sake, can't take these kids anywhere.
And that's probably why it was a once and done and never again.
I never did it again.
Can't go to midnight mass, Helen will set someone on fire.
Oh, she can't, don't give her a candle. She can't have a candle.
Oh, it's too funny.
So, yeah. I don't know if I've told that. That's a good one.
That is a good one. You've told me that story before.
Oh, yeah. I just don't know if it's been on the
always a good
P-cast.
On the P-cast? On the podcast.
On the podcast.
Like, where are you casting your pee off to? Oh, goodness gracious. Alrighty. I think it's about high time that we have a bit of a break.
Oh, yeah. My tea is stone cold.
And I'm going to go back to my coffee. We will be right back. Okay, we're back. Before we carry on with our wrapping up, would you rather?
The would you rather?
Yeah.
Before we do that,
I remembered something that we used to do. This was many moons ago. We only did it for a couple of years. Maybe we only did it. Anyway, in New Zealand, a lot of towns will have a park of some sort that's the town's park. Mm-hmm. And New Zealand will have Christmas in the park. I think they might still do it. Forgive me, New Zealanders, if I'm wrong. But I think there's one that happens in Auckland, and it's a televised one. And it's a whole bunch of singers will come. It's kind of like a show that happens on a stage. It's usually a free event it was back in my day anyway, that you just come, you hang out with your family, you've got your lawn chairs or you've got your picnic blankets, you just pick a bit of grass, you sit down, you might have brought your dinner with you, you had a picnic, might have got KFC, I remember that happening too, from other people, not us. Mum's trick with KFC when we were little, this is a sidestep, we'd be driving home from somewhere, she's like, kids, do you want KFC for dinner? Yeah! We never got anything fast food. We're like, yeah, that would be amazing. We got so excited. She's like, all right, well, wind down your windows. Wind down our windows. And then she's like, okay, we're about to pass. Like, we're coming up to it. Just smell it. And we go, she's like, doesn't that taste good? And we're like, yeah. She's like, all right, that was your dinner. And then we carry on. Anyway.
I think that's mean, by the way.
It is mean. We all thought it was mean, but we all fell for it. Anyway, so then you'd just bring your picnic and you'd come to Christmas in the Park and then you'd just have a concert of different things happening. And I don't remember if it could be just like a singing thing or a play or some kind of event that happened for maybe about an hour or 2 hours and then
like
you go
close
home.
to Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Usually in December, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas. I remember this one year, and again, I don't know if it was just 1 year that we did it or a couple of years, but our whole family was involved in getting a part of Christmas in the Park in Masterton, where I grew up in New Zealand. And there was us and a bunch of other different people that organised the entire event. And I remember my sister being in a play and acting out something. I remember one of my brothers was doing the drums for one particular music event, and maybe my other brother was still living at home and he did something else. And then my mum sang and my dad was probably part of the audio team
Amazing.
or whatever. Me, again, I was the youngest, so then I probably just went off somewhere and
ran around
or I got put to work or whatever. But this was just like the highlight of the event because it was just so much fun. Now, going back to the very beginning of our podcast, we were talking about what's the song that makes you think of Christmas. Snoopy's one is one of mine because at this particular event, it's starting to get dark and there's just lights everywhere, like really pretty lights. And this one particular time, the Snoopy's Christmas song came on and the beginning of it is the sound of an airplane flying overwards.
Right.
And then when you look up in the sky, there was an old school Warcraft kind of, I don't know airplanes, so forgive me for not knowing airplane names. But wait, with the two wings on, like the two set of wings and the propeller going and things like that. And then there was this big old, I don't know if it was a person in a suit or if it was just a suit of Snoopy in this airplane.
Wow.
And there was a spotlight on him. And so as the song was singing about Snoopy and the Baron and the whatever the rest of the words is, you could see the plane flying with Snoopy in it and the spotlight following. And I'm like, this is so cool.
That is cool.
And so that's what I remember. That's where my memory goes back to of Christmas in the Park. I must have been like 7 or 8 or 9 years old and just like being immersed in this.
See, that's great.
In this fun of what Christmas was. I wish they did things like that. But again, here, you can't because...
You freeze your tits off.
Yeah, exactly.
You just made me think when my dad used to work for the airline. So he worked for British Caledonian and then British Airways. And there was this massive Christmas party in one of the hangars. Like there was so many kids that I didn't even know, but it was this massive big party. I just remember the food because obviously that's what I remember. There was games, but then at the end, Father Christmas, because I don't call him Santa. It's only Santa here. It's Father Christmas.
Right.
Father Christmas the plane would come in like slowly outside of the hangar, and Father Christmas would come off the plane.
Wow. What? And the plane would land, Father Christmas would come
It's
out?
already landed. It was just taxiing. Like you didn't see it land.
Okay.
So it was just taxiing, and then Father Christmas came down the stairs of the plane and then came into the hangar and everyone got
That's
a little
so
gift.
cool.
Yeah. I remember
What
that.
a cute thing.
Yeah, that is cool.
Before we go off to our
Would You Rather
Land, I want to share this because it just came to my mind. My mum sent this through our family chat the other day. And I'm like, just to give you a taste of New Zealand Christmas songs that also come through. So my mum is learning the ukulele at the moment.
Yeah.
And so she went to ukulele class with a bunch of other people who are learning. Yep.
Ukulele classes.
And This is the song. It's called Kiwi Jingle Bells by Shane McAllister. And it's the tune of Jingle Bells. But the words are dashing through the bush in a rusty Holden ute. A ute, by the way, is a truck, but we call it a ute. Kicking up the dust, chili bin in the boot. Mongrel by my side, singing loud and flat. It's summertime and I'm in a t-shirt, shorts and hat. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Christmas in New Zealand on a sunny summer's day. Hey, jingle bells, Christmas time is beaut. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a rusty Holden ute.
Oh.
And it keeps on going on, but it's just like that's exactly what we would do in New Zealand, is to kind of reframe a winter song
into a summer
and make it into a
oh
song.
That's a great idea.
Ronan Keaton actually did a Christmas song once for New Zealand.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. It was quite funny. Okay, I think that's all of our Christmas things.
I think, yeah, well, you might remember some as we go through some of these, but lots of these we've already answered.
Okay.
Would you rather have snow on Christmas Day or a warm green Christmas? Snow. Oh, what are you going to say?
Snow.
Okay. Do you do all your Christmas shopping in stores or online?
What do you?
I'd rather do it in stores. Mm-hmm. I do a bit of both.
Yeah, I'm both as well.
Would you rather open gifts Christmas Eve or Christmas morning? Christmas morning for me. If I did it Christmas Eve, then what are we doing Christmas? What's Christmas Day?
Well, I'm like, we're doing it Christmas Eve this year because we've got
in-laws
to compete with. So
but you've got that's why it happens sometimes.
Yeah, but otherwise Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a real tree or a fake tree? I'd rather have a real tree.
If it's like...
I never answered that question, did I?
Well, no, you said that you had real trees when you were little.
Oh, when I was little, I went back to being little.
Yeah.
But now we have fake. You couldn't have a real tree with Scott. It would drive him nuts. He'd be finding needles
everywhere.
If he finds needle in the summer, then no. You just
it's not like finding needle in a haystack. It's just finding needles everywhere.
But we used to have real trees in England, but not here. We've always had a fake tree here. Mm-hmm. But I like the smell of a real tree.
I like the smell of a real tree too, but also I'm very happy with my fake tree. I really like it.
And just the getting rid of your tree afterwards, it's just a big effort.
Yeah.
So, but you can get those things that you can hang on your tree that smell like tree.
Yes.
So
like a pine.
I got to look for some. I looked for some on Amazon, but I'm sure I can find them somewhere else.
Okay.
Would you rather watch Christmas movies all day or listen to Christmas music all day? Oh, movies.
Well...
Oh, music. Oh, I'd like to do a bit of both.
Is this like on Christmas Day?
I don't know.
Or
just
just
says,
in general?
Maybe in general. Let's do that. Because on Christmas Day, you don't have time to watch movies.
I'm going to do both. Yeah, I think my answer is probably... I like both. I love a good Christmas movie. I do kind of enjoy Christmas songs.
The thing about Christmas songs is when you work in our environment or if you work in retail, you have Christmas songs on...
From like the beginning of, or like, the end of November.
Happy Halloween, jingle bells is the next day. It's like full on the next day Christmas. Yep. So if you work in retail, you are absolutely sick to the back teeth of Christmas songs by the time Christmas comes.
We had Christmas songs on for 2 days in a row this week.
And this morning,
both of us were like, Motown? Let's listen to a bit of Motown.
Christmas or regular. What's a regular music on? I can't do it. Did I say that I went to the movies in this podcast yet? One of my Christmas...
Yes, you did. You said your COVID and
the one
day
we
that
went
you
to the movies. Oh, it was a great thing to do on Christmas. Mm-hmm. It just open your gifts, have some breakfast and then whatever. And we went... I think we had something that we could heat up easily, like it wasn't a big full-on fat turkey or anything. Mm-hmm. And then we went to the movies and we came home and ate. It was just brilliant. Loved it. Mm-hmm. Would you rather eat a traditional turkey dinner or have a fun non-traditional meal?
Never had turkey for Christmas dinner anyway.
Or a roast dinner?
We
don't have turkey either.
No.
I'd rather have a fun non-traditional meal.
Yeah.
How much easier that? No clearing out.
We had both.
Yeah.
So as I got older, our family tradition, when it was just us, was actually breakfast. So we didn't do a big meal in the evening. We did fancy breakfast.
Yeah.
So we did all the different kinds of hash browns, and then we did crepes, and we did a whole bunch of fruits with whipped cream and maple syrup, and like that was, as a family, that's what I remember us doing. And then the Christmas dinners were more just when we were around big family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I like both.
When I was a kid, it was always a big fat turkey dinner. Mm-hmm. And
in England, do they do turkey dinners?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But here we haven't really. Well, we have had turkey here, but we don't now.
Yeah.
We have just a nice roast dinner. In fact, I do the cooking now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do have a quick question about eggnog. It reminded me, my friend Kat is in the UK at the moment, and she sent me a message saying England does not have eggnog, and she's heartbroken that she can't find eggnog anywhere. She's like, what is it with this country? She's like, it's custard mixed with alcohol. Surely the Brits would want to get on board with that. And I was like, I didn't ever have eggnog growing up. Eggnog is not a thing in New Zealand. Also, it might be a time of the thing.
You can get it. You just got to be in the right place.
But it's a thing here, right?
Yeah.
Eggnog is a big thing. And is that literally what it is? Just custard with alcohol?
I have no idea what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's a very... We had eggnog in Starbucks in England. And it's... When she says custard, she's not wrong, but it's not quite as thick as custard. But it is a thick...
Yeah.
It's horrible. To have an eggnog latte is like, what even is this? But apparently you're supposed to, so I have tried it in the latte, but I haven't tried it. Apparently it's much better with alcohol.
Oh.
But no.
The whole thing just doesn't
even
spark anything for me.
No.
I'm like, nah, I can take
I'd rather
it or leave
have
it.
a mulled wine.
Yes.
Oh,
a heated mulled wine?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
When I worked in Manchester for Starbucks, we were on a big square, and that square turned into this European market at Christmas. They were just fantastic. But in order for them to do this mulled wine, they needed water. I don't know what for, but so they used to come in and get water from us at Starbucks. We would say, absolutely. But in exchange for that, we would get mulled wine. I'm like, what a great exchange. Give you water, we'll have wine back. So when we finished work...
turning water into wine right there.
Go. Who says I wasn't religious at Christmas? And so after work, we would go to the people that would get the water from us, and then we'd get our mulled wine. You can get quite drunk quite quickly on
You probably could.
And they have it in all these higgledy-piggledy cups, like
actual ceramic cups.
Yes.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, those evenings, that market was great. It was lovely working at Christmas and then just walking home through that town, like through
no
the
wonder
market.
That's what you think of, because if you're working in that environment and then you're walking through that to get home.
And I guess because I always worked in retail, so I was always in
the middle of
the middle of that, the rush and all the shopping, and because the towns in England get so busy because that's the only place that you're going to go and do all your shopping.
Right.
Whereas here, you could go to Walmart,
that strip mall, and then that strip mall, and then that
really
strip mall, and
Would you rather decorate cookies or decorate a tree? Neither. Is my response. Don't like doing either.
I don't actually particularly enjoy decorating a Christmas tree.
Amy does. She likes to do it, but
well, in saying that, I enjoyed putting up my Christmas tree, and I enjoyed putting things on it, but also I have about 6 ornaments, and I'm very okay with my minimalistic. And also my tree is frosted and it has pine cones attached to it, so it actually doesn't need a lot.
But it's kind of nice that you collect ornaments that are meaningful.
Yes, because I never had ornaments, and then I'm a fully fledged adult now, so I can do whatever I want with my money that I earn.
Yeah.
And coming here in Canada, I'm like, I actually have my own Christmas tree. I'm not sharing a house with anybody that I have to share their Christmas tree with. And so, because I've flatted and rented most of my adult life, and so here I've lived by myself, so I've collected ornaments that actually, like, I can look at it and say, oh, that's when I got that ornament from New York and Macy's, and like actually
teapots on there from
so there's different things. But anyway, so maybe decorating Christmas cookies for me.
I'm still saying neither. Would you rather go caroling or stay inside by the fire? Well, what do you think I'm going to say?
I'd rather stay by the fire.
Do
wanna
they
go.
have caroling here?
No, I don't. Well, okay. When you say caroling, do you mean you're knocking on people's doors
And singing,
fa
la 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 la.
Heck no.
Yeah.
Rather sit by
If
fire.
somebody's singing outside my door, I'm not opening it. Turning the lights off, I'm not home. Thanks very much.
If it was like going to like a Christmas Eve service, I'd much rather do that. Like singing Christmas carols with other people.
Yeah, but not
collectively
walking around
together.
the street.
No.
Okay, this will be the last one. Would you rather have too many leftovers or barely enough food? Oh, what a stupid question for us. Why did I even ask that?
Choose another one for your last
That's
one.
the last that's on my
okay.
list. Too many leftovers.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's why
What's-
Boxing Day is so elite.
Right? Because you don't have to do anything. There's just so much food left over that you're
And
just snacking the rest of the day.
Bobble and squeak, you put all of that left. And if normally our neighbours have turkey, so we do have some turkey on Boxing Day to have with your piccalilli and your Branston and your cheese and your Bobble and squeak. That's the best day.
I wonder how many Canadians are listening to this thinking, what language were you just speaking? What were any of those words?
You need to go to a British store and get all of the above.
Except bubble and squeak, because that's what you make with all your leftovers.
Oh,
And a pan with a whole bunch of butter.
yeah. It's just delicious.
So
It's
good.
so good. And then, the sweet stuff I'm not worried about. I don't really like Christmas pudding. I like a mince pie, sweet fruit mince pie, not like a beef mince pie.
Our sweet thing in New Zealand is pavlova.
Pavlova.
Yeah, which is just beautiful because it's not too sweet. There's sweetness, but you have your big old pav, and then you cover it with whipped cream,
yes.
which if you don't add icing sugar to your whipped cream, it doesn't have the element of sweetness.
Yeah.
So then that's a bit of a balance. And then
then
you'll
you've got
top
your
it off with
fruits.
kiwi fruit and strawberries and maybe some other berries that you'll find. Oh, it's like, and it's so light.
Because you're in summer.
Right.
You don't want that big fat Christmas pudding.
I mean, we still do it here. As like with my sister's family, we
do
usually
you like
have
your
had-
Christmas pudding?
Never had Christmas
The
pudding like
upside
that.
down Christmas pudding, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. And then you light it because it's covered in alcohol, right?
So you put the brandy
right.
on the plate and then turn the lights off, and then you've got this blue pudding that's on fire with sixpences in.
No, never done that.
You should do it this year.
No, thank
It's
you.
pretty cool. It's just cool. I never ate it afterwards. It was just cool to sit.
Well, I mean, I
And
could
Mum
just go
would put
outside and light something else
a
on
piece
fire.
of holly
and have a
on
look.
top, and then all of a sudden the holly would be on fire. Oh, so many.
So good.
Yeah, there's us laughing about Christmas, but we're not huge fans of it. But still,
Yeah.
it happens. We got to go with it.
Yeah.
And then it'll be over, and then we'll be back.
Woo.
Woo!
Well, that's us winding down to our last episode for 2025. We will be back in the new year. Mm-hmm. We will be back every second week.
Yeah, we're changing
I would
it a
call
bit.
it every fortnight.
Me too.
But
every fortnight.
Here it's bi-weekly
Oh,
because
yeah.
Fortnight's a video game.
Yeah.
So anyway, every second week we will be back. Basically, even though this has been an extraordinary adventure and we've enjoyed the heck out of it,
Well, and we are still enjoying it.
and we're still enjoying
It's not that
it.
we're not.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And-
well, honestly, it's a lot for you.
Yeah.
More than anybody.
Yeah.
And we have to. 2026 is the year of the pie.
The year of the pie. It's like
And
the Chinese New Year.
I know.
The year
and
of
you've
pie.
got currently we're like working full time.
Mm-hmm.
And we do this and we get to hang out, which is great. And then I go home and then Joe has to edit it
Mm-hmm.
for it to be out for you guys to listen to. And it's just a lot of work to be working. And then, you've got a social life and then trying to edit.
Put this in there at
and
the
then
same
do
time
all of the work. It's a lot. I mean, it has been fun, and I think that we needed to do that at the beginning to
to kind of put it out. And I like a lot of people have said to us, I'm so surprised that you guys have just been able to like do every week consistently.
Yeah.
And it has taken its toll. There have been some Thursday nights where I will still be awake at 11:30
Just
to
getting it out in
12:30,
time.
and then I've only just been able to, because I get it out at 1:00 on a Friday morning here in Canada.
Yeah.
Which just means that if you're a Canadian, you get to listen to it whenever you wake up on a Friday and you can do your thing. Or it comes out in the evening on a Friday in New Zealand and then the afternoon on a Friday in the UK. So different time zones.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be nice to be able to take a little bit of pressure off and then also build on a different dream that I would like to put some time and energy into.
Which we can then tell you about.
Yeah.
So we are still going to do it, but as Joe says, bi-weekly. And then at the beginning of doing this podcast, we felt like we needed to do it every week because, you know, if we were going to get some kind of followers, if you don't, especially because we're not famous.
Yeah.
Like if you do one, you know, like every couple of months, people are not going to remember you.
Yeah.
So not that we wanted this to blow out of the water, but
no. But if you look at all the, I looked at this list the other day, and it was like the top 5 podcasts of the year, and all of them were celebrity names.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's why you're the top 5 podcasts.
Yeah.
Because you're Amy Poehler and you've just created a podcast about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And you have a name and you've got all the famous people that are there.
Yeah.
Which is great for them. Like,
yes.
Why not?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Yes.
Not who does that, but why wouldn't you do
Why
that?
wouldn't you do that? It's stupid not to.
Yeah.
But it gets a following really quickly. And then if they decide they're going to do one every 6 weeks, then people are still going to be there.
Yeah.
But if we did one and then didn't do another one for ages, they're like...
Who are you again?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we had to do that at the beginning to get like more of a consistent flow of people. And we have. Mm-hmm. We're not growing hugely. We're just staying at the same. So the people that listen to us all the time. Mm-hmm. So we're still going to be there for you.
Yep.
To...
I'll be there for you when you listen to our podcast.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
Blah, 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 blah. But we're just taking it a little bit slower, and then hopefully we're going to make some pies.
Yeah.
And get things going.
Dream, dream, dream.
No, it can't be a reality. Them pie tins are sitting on top of your cupboard.
Make it real.
Shut
we
up.
will in 26.
But we are going to be, listen to this, we are going to be on social media still.
Ooh.
I know. Still don't know what I'm doing with that. But anyway, there's going to be a few, because we're busy in December. We're going to a big Christmas market. We've got something we're doing next week. We're going to that garden centre Christmas thing. Like, there's a few things that we're doing. We're going out to eat next week.
Oh, we're finally having our celebration.
Yeah,
it's
for
great.
our 30th.
For our 30th episode.
So we're going out to eat, and we'll take you along, little snippets on our social media. So you'll still see us. You just won't hear us for a few weeks.
And hey, if you still want to reach out to us, you can. Our email address is pod.andanotherthing@gmail.com. You can stay in touch with us via our social medias. We're on all of them. Thank you so much for listening to our 33 episodes.
Yeah, we really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Of our hearts. It warms the cockles of my heart.
Cockles of me hearts.
That know that people are listening. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And we hope you have a lovely Christmas.
With amongst all the expectations that come with it, maybe there's just one moment in the day, or the lead up to the day, or the Boxing Day afterwards that just was like, okay, this makes it worth it. Whether it's your kids, or whether if you have no kids and you're just like, oh, it was when I get to come home and open up my stocking that I've made for myself and watch the Christmas movie that I want to watch.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, the moment, hope you have a
just
lovely
Christmas. Just take 5 minutes to do something that you want to do, that you like.
Have a great New Year's. We'll see you in 2026.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know. So
and
gross.
Have a great week, great Christmas, great New Year, and have a good idea.